asking any questions. As Ashlee opened the door, Jed straightened up and called her a few unsavory names.
"You're gonna regret that, princess."
"I don't think so." She slammed the door shut and rushed down the hall. Her heart hammered in her chest as she pressed the down button for the elevator. Agonizing seconds ticked by as she waited for it to descend from 2 floors up. The sound of a door clicked shut, making her jump and yelp out in fear. But it wasn't Jed coming down the hallway. Although not in a costume right now, Ashlee was positive the guy walking toward her played the role of a stormtrooper from the Star Wars attraction. "Oh, it's you," she said, placing a hand over her heart.
"Just what every guy likes to hear from a pretty girl,"
Stormtrooper guy said dryly. Ashlee tried to remember his name, but nothing came to her. To be fair, there were too many cast members to memorize all of them, but she'd ridden on the elevator more than a few times with this guy. "I didn't mean it like that. I just didn't want it to be someone else." A door slammed loudly, and Ashlee saw Jed barge out of the room. "Someone like him," she whispered, latching on to Stormtrooper guy's arm. Jed eyed her through narrow slits as he marched toward her.
"You already hooked up with someone else?"
"I don't hook up," Ashlee said, inching closer to her new nameless friend. "Ever." She might like kissing, a lot, but she didn't sleep around. She wasn't that kind of a girl. Plus, it was just plain stupid and could bring on way too many life-changing consequences, like a nasty disease or getting pregnant or both.
"Dude,"
Stormtrooper guy said,
"you need to chill." "Shut up, Ethan,"
Jed said. Ethan. At least now she had a name. A ding sounded just before the elevator doors slid open. Ethan guided her inside, keeping her next to him.
"You can have her,"
Jed snarled. Then he pivoted around and stormed back to the room he'd come from. Ashlee heaved a sigh of relief as the elevator doors closed. Glancing up at her rescuer, she smiled. "Thank you, Ethan." His lips twisted up into a smirk.
"Anytime."
He pressed the button for the 2nd floor where most of the girls stayed. There wasn't a need to keep holding on to Ethan, but Ashlee liked the way he smelled, and he was cute in a Captain America kind of way. "I feel like I need to repay you." One eyebrow went up.
"Oh, yeah?"
he said in a slightly flirtatious voice.
"That sounds very intriguing."
She narrowed her gaze. Why did most guys only have one thing on their mind? "I was talking about buying you a milkshake." The elevator came to a stop and the doors opened. Ethan stepped forward and positioned himself against the door so it wouldn't close. Still wearing a smirk, he crossed his arms over his chest.
"Thanks for the invite. Ashlee, right?"
She nodded her head, impressed that he knew her name.
"I'd really like to, but I'm gonna have to say no."
He grinned.
"I have a girlfriend I'm meeting in a few minutes."
"Oh." She was so glad she hadn't suggested something other than buying him a milkshake. She held out her hand. "Well, thank you again, Ethan." He chuckled as he took her hand and gave it a firm handshake.
"No problem."
He let go and stepped back inside the elevator.
"By the way, my name is Zach,"
he said as the door closed. Ashlee stood there for a few seconds, irritated that Zach had let her call him Ethan without correcting her. Maybe she should spend the rest of the evening looking over the employee website with all the actors' and actresses' names and the roles they played. She could at least try to become familiar with the ones that lived in her building. She was almost to her room when her phone signaled she had a new Snapchat from Jed. She opened it and rolled her eyes. He was making a rude gesture with his finger and slamming her about being as cold as an iceberg and not putting out, like that was supposed to hurt. The door she stood next to suddenly opened and 2 girls rushed out, bumping into Ashlee. Her phone flew from her hands and landed with a thud on the carpet. "Sorry," one of the girls said. "I didn't see you." It's